Going into 2014, there seems to be a lot of discussion about changing the conversation, moving from cost to value. And I think maybe it's not so much about changing the conversation as it is about reframing the conversation. Because it's not whether or not cost is valuable, we know it is. It's also understanding what it's worth to people. So we both have to value what the cost of a physical asset is, what the financial analysis might be for a company's balance sheet, but we also need to understand what it's worth to the people. So if we understand better how people are impacted by their space, we'll be able to see what that relates to in terms of an organization's success. So we've been working and researching on those design factors that we think most influence how people feel and how productive they are. So we look at things like light, air, acoustics, restorative environments, and then we try to correlate that to how productive people actually are. It's not an exact science, it's a correlation. It's a lot more intuitive than it is quantitative, but you have to find a proxy, some way to be able to baseline those so that you can both measure before and after when you create new workplaces or environments. So as a proxy, we use the weighted average cost of salaries, and then we look at how many sick days people take, how productive they are, how many hours that they're working. We look at attraction and retention figures, and then we put them all into an application that allows us to begin to net present value and look at the quantification of what it would be. There's a lot more research that needs to be done, and it's fairly complicated because you can't just look at one factor when there might be 20 or 30 different factors that are involved. It's more of a systems approach or understanding strategy as an ecology where you begin to look at how all of them interact and which impact the others and not as a single force. So we look at sustainability, we look at fluid work environments, we look at global culture, we look at all kinds of different factors. But the key to it is that it's all around how people feel and how they're impacted by their space.